Excuse me. Can you have an education, please? Excuse me. Can you make me the host, please? Can you have an education? Excuse me. Hello? Excuse me, Henry have an education? I need to be the host, please. Anyone there? Hello? Henry have an education? Anyone there? I should be the host, I think. Henry have an education? Are you there? Thank you. Okay, everyone, let us begin. A very warm welcome to everyone who has come for this webinar. My name is Paritosh Sharma. I will be your host for this webinar, and I will guide you through all the processes that you need to know to enroll for our postgraduate French course. All right. I myself, in fact, I'm a French trainer at Henry Harvin. And let's start with the presentation. Why don't we start with the presentation? All right, everyone. I'll just share the screen. One moment, please. All right, everyone. So, as you can see, the front slide, the front page or the front slide of the presentation says postgraduate program in French language. And this is what I will be guiding you for. This is what I will be guiding you on in this presentation. All right, in this webinar. I'm sorry, in this webinar. Okay, so let's begin. Bienvenue. Who knows what bienvenue means? Can anyone tell me what bienvenue means, please? Sorry, I have to put you on mute because there are so many people that there would be a commotion if everyone was not on mute except for me. So we can communicate through the chat box. We can communicate through the chat box. Okay, please communicate with me through the chat box. So I'll ask you a question through the chat box. What does bienvenue mean? Can someone tell me that, please? Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire bienvenue? Est-ce que quelqu'un peut me dire, s'il vous plaît? Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire bienvenue en français? Anyone? Please type it in the chat box. Anyone? What does bienvenue mean? Okay, I'll tell you. Bienvenue means welcome. What's not coming over? Just a minute, please. Ma'am, you might be on mute or something. Your speakers might be on mute or something. Okay. Bonjour. Bienvenue means welcome. I'll just type that for you. Bienvenue means welcome, yes. All right, everyone. Bienvenue means welcome. So welcome to this presentation, everyone, and bonjour. Bonjour à tous et à toutes. What does bonjour mean? Can someone tell me that, please? Bonjour, anyone? Yes, bonjour means hello. Yes. Hello, good morning, or good afternoon. It can mean good morning or good afternoon also, depending on the context, depending on when you say it. Yes, good morning, good afternoon. Hello, good morning, good afternoon. Those are the three options basically for bonjour. Those are the three meanings of bonjour basically. Let's move on. All right. So first of all, let me introduce you about French, about the French language. The French language is spoken as a native language in more than 24 countries on 5 continents. Excuse me, it's a little cold. So I was like, excuse me about that. Sorry about that. All right. So the first sentence is yes, that French is spoken as a native language in more than 24 countries on 5 continents. Yes. So frankly, after English, French is the most widely spoken language on the planet. This has perhaps to do with the fact that the French Empire in contemporary history was the second largest after the British Empire, of course. And that's why basically the empire spread the French language across its different colonies, etc. And that's why we say that French is the second most widely spoken language on Earth, on our planet, on our global planet Earth. And that's after English. English is the most widely spoken language. And then we have French, which is the second most widely spoken language on our planet. French is an official language in 29 countries across multiple continents, most of which are members of the that would be in French, members of the Organisation Internationale de la Francophonie, OIF, which is the community of 84 countries which share the official use or teaching of French. French is also one of the 6 official languages used in the United Nations. Yes. You must have heard of the Commonwealth, for example, the Commonwealth, which is composed of all the former colonies of the British Empire, etc. Uh, there's there's an organization that looks after all the colonies of the French Empire, and that's called La Francophonie, basically. In short, it's called La Francophonie. The full form, yes, the full form is l'Organisation Internationale de la Francophonie. However, we can just say the Francophonie. We can just say Francophone countries, Commonwealth countries, British Empire, Francophone countries, French Empire, basically. That's what it means. And French is also one of the 6 official languages used in the United Nations. So if we learn French through Henry Harvin, if you learn French through us, then you can join the UN even in the future. Why not? You can join the UN even. The UN jobs are perhaps one of the best in the world today, and it will really be worth joining the United Nations, knowing English and French, etc. And Henry Harvin can help you greatly in achieving that goal. Basically, we can help you greatly in achieving that goal. Henry Harvin provides best possible education in the French language and other languages also. And if you avail of our services, if you join us as a student, etc., then you can very much join the United Nations, the European Union. You can join multinational organizations where French is spoken. So Henry Harvin can help you a lot in all of that. French is the second most commonly taught second language in the world after English, making it a real possibility that speaking French will come in handy practically anywhere you travel. Yes. So like I told you, French is the second most widely spoken language in the world. Yes, and that's after English. This perhaps has to do with the fact that the French Empire in contemporary history was the second largest after the British Empire. And if you learn French to Henry Harvin, then this will come in handy greatly. Practically anywhere you travel. In Congo, if you travel in Uganda, if you travel in Mauritius, if you travel in France, of course, if you travel in Switzerland, etc., you can be helped greatly by Henry Harvin. Let me continue, please. Now we'll talk about French in the world. French is the second most, this is kind of like a repetition, but anyway, I'll say it again. If you don't mind, I'll say it again. French is the second most frequently used language on the internet. Yes. Like I told you, French is the second most widely used language on the planet. And even on the internet, of course, the internet is a medium, I'm sorry. The internet is a medium that is so widely accepted across the world, and it is so efficient and so convenient for everyone that it uses French. And French is the second most frequently used language on the internet after English again. French is ranked the second most influential language in the world also after English again. So the widespread reach, the wide reach, I'm sorry, both of those. Okay. The widespread reach or the wide reach of French is the second largest in the world after English. And that does not mean, however, that French is the language spoken by most people across the world, by the second largest number of people across the world. That would be, I think, as far as you're talking about the highest number of speakers, number one, I think at number one would come English again, but at number two, maybe Mandarin or maybe Hindi, etc. However, French would come at the third or the fourth position for sure. The third or the fourth position for sure, yes. And its widespread reach is the second highest in the world today. Okay, let's move on. Now we'll consider the alphabets in French. The alphabets in French are 26, just like in English, Roman alphabet. 26 alphabets, just like in English, Roman alphabets, yes. But the pronunciations, of course, are different compared to English. First, we have A, then B, C, D, E, F, J, H, E, G, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and finally Z. So as you must have found out from what I said, the alphabets are the same in number. They look the same also as in English. They're from the Roman alphabet. However, the pronunciations are different. The pronunciation is slightly different. The French pronounce the alphabet differently from the way the English pronounce the alphabet. And it's important to note the difference. To learn French well, it's important to note the difference. We'll help you with everything about that. And we'll help you, guide you with everything about that, about how you should go about uh, learning the French alphabet, learning different aspects of French culture, learning different aspects of French language, of the French language, sorry, of the French language, etc. And if you join us as a student, etc., then you will be greatly benefited. You will be greatly benefited, I can assure you, if you join us as a student at Henry Merlin. Let's move on. How to count in French? Yes, how to count in French. First of all, let us consider numbers 1 to 20. Okay. So on a, that is we have un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six, sept, huit, neuf, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and finally 20. Let's talk about numbers. Good news, the French observe mostly the same pattern, like the English, at least from 0 to 20. The numbers again, the shape of numbers, whatever you want to say, how the number characters look like, how the digits look like, that's the same as in English. Like you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 20. But the pronunciation again, or the numbers in words, yes, those are different. For instance, one is deux is two, and so on and so forth. But then it becomes quite technical and requires your math skills. Yes, becomes a little technical. You have to learn by rote afterwards. That's what this means, basically. Technical. That's what it means. You should learn it by rote. Excuse me. You learn it by rote, and you will require some math skills if you want to do addition, subtraction, etc. Of course, even in French, you should be wary about that. You should be careful about that. I'm sorry. You should be careful about that. Yes. But do not worry. With a bit of memorization, you will get used to that quickly. Yes. You just have to learn some things by rote. I mean, some things get to a dead end where you can't find patterns anymore. You have to just learn them by rote. You have to learn the digits by rote. You have to learn the numbers by rote. And in this case, that's what it is basically. You can't go further than that. You have to learn by rote. Is one, deux is two, trois is three, and so on and so forth. So it's very important that you do spend some time learning by rote. We'll help you with that during the classes. We'll help you with the pronunciation, with how you should learn the language, how you should learn the numbers, etc. For sure. Let's move on. Okay, so let's do some exercises. Let's do some brief exercises for fun. You can communicate with me through the chat box. All right. Thank you, everyone. So the exercise is, how do you write your name? In French, we would say this. We would ask this, in fact. Comment on écrit ton nom, s'il te plaît? Can anyone tell me what that means, please? Can anyone tell me what that means, please? Comment on écrit ton nom, s'il te plaît? What does that mean? Anyone? That means, how do we write your name, please? Right? And we'll do this one next, yeah. Comment on écrit votre nom, s'il vous plaît? Does anyone know what that means? What's the difference between these two questions? What is the difference? Anyone know? The first question is, comment on écrit ton nom, s'il te plaît? And the second one is, comment on écrit votre nom, s'il vous plaît? Anyone know the difference between the two? What is the difference between the two, please? The meanings of the two questions, right? What are the differences? Votre nom. Votre nom is your name. Votre nom basically means your name, Shalini. Formal, yes, good. Ravi Shankar sir got it. Yes, good, Ravi Shankar sir. Formal and formal, yes. The first one is informal and the second one is formal. Very good, Ravi Shankar sir. We got it right. Yes. So the first question, comment on écrit ton ou ton? Ton here suggests that it's informal because that's to a lower degree. In French, like in Hindi, we have 3 levels. Tu, tum, aap. In French, we have 2 levels. Tu and vous. And Here it's asking, comment écrit, on écrit ton nom. This means your name informally, and then s'il te plaît also, s'il te plaît. The third here means that you're addressing it to a junior person or to a younger person, or you're saying it in an informal situation. Whereas here, in the second question, votre nom, votre is basically a derivative, I'm sorry, a derivative of vous. And that's the more formal approach. That's a more formal level in French. And s'il vous plaît, vous again, that's a more formal level. There's a formal level in French again. So this one is informal basically, and this one is formal. That's the difference between the two. Yes. Thank you, Ravishankar. So you got it right. So let's move on. Return the question by saying et toi. Again, this is informal. Et toi. Et toi means or tu, like you can say in Hindi, for example, or tu, or and you informal. So et toi. That's just asking basically and you informally. Or you can say et vous and you. Formal can also refer to plural. Yes. This can be formal or plural also to a lot of people. If you're talking to a lot of people, then you can use vous also. Excuse me, it's quite cold. So slight. Sorry. Okay, everyone. So this is et toi informally. This is et vous, and this is formal. This is also asking and you basically, but formally or to a lot of people. So, okay, so what are the basic greetings in French? Are there lots of basic greetings in French? The most basic one, in fact, is probably bonjour. Bonjour, which means hello. We just discussed that. Bonjour means hello, or good morning. It can mean good afternoon also. Then we have au revoir. Au revoir, this is goodbye basically. This is in a formal situation or even in an informal situation. Then we have bonne nuit, that means good night. Then we have bonsoir, that means good evening. Then we have comment ça va, that means how are you, casually, informally. And some more basic greetings in French are bien et vous, good and you. Basically, these are replies. These are replies to these questions. For example, if someone asks you comment ça va, you can reply bien et vous. That means good and you. And then s'il vous plaît means simply please formally. S'il te plaît means please informally. Merci means thank you. Je vous en prie, you are welcome. Or je t'en prie, that's an informal way to say you are welcome. Je vous en prie, the formal way to say you're welcome. Then we have à bientôt, which means see you later or see you soon. Then we have enchanté, which means it is nice to see you. If it's with an E, then that means for a female would say this enchanté if it's with an E. A male would say it if it's with just one. Yeah, over here. Excuse me. Then we have bonjour, basic introductions. La famille Thibault. La famille Thibault. This is about a family. Thibault family. Who's doing that? Excuse me. You stop doing that. Okay, so she's saying bonjour. Je m'appelle Henriette. Je suis philippine. Je viens de Davos. J'habite à Lanlan. À Lanlan. J'ai 20 ans. Can anyone tell me what this means, please? Someone tell me what this means, please, in the chat box. What does this dialogue mean? Can someone translate it to English? Anybody? Anybody translate it to English, please? Anyone, please? Translate to English, please. Yes, it's a self-introduction, Charlie, ma'am. Yes, you're right. It's a self-introduction. But what is she saying exactly? Can someone tell me what she's saying exactly, please? Anyone? What is she saying exactly? Anyone, please tell me. Bonjour. Okay, we've covered that already. Bonjour can mean hello. It can mean good morning. It can mean good afternoon. What does je m'appelle Henriette mean? Ravishankar said, let's do sentence by sentence. Yes, good, man. Excellent. Yes, Akanksha ma'am got it right. Yes, excellent. Bonjour, je m'appelle Henriette. That means hello, my name is Henriette. Very good. What's the next sentence? What does it mean, please? Je suis Philippine. Anyone? I am Filipino. Kyla ma'am, you can say basically, I am Filipino. I'm Filipino. That's basically what it means. Yes, you can say that also, ma'am, but that's not exact. Sorry, that's not totally exact. Adhika, ma'am, that's not totally exact. It's actually I am Filipino. Je suis Philippine means I am Filipino, basically. Excuse me. So I am from Philippines. I am from the Philippines. Yes, it suggests that. But exactly what it means is I'm Filipino. Then Jovia the Dawa. What does Jovia the Dawa mean, please? Anyone? Kyla ma'am, please let's go in order. Let's go in order, please, Kyla ma'am. What does Jovia the Dawa mean? Anyone? Jovia the Dawa. I come from Dawa. I'm 20 years old. Yes, good. That's the last sentence. Yes, good. That's the last sentence. How? What does that mean? Jovia the Dawa. Anyone? Jabi Talana. Anyone? What does that mean? Please. I live in Lana. Okay, good. Yes, that makes sense. Excuse me. Okay, so this means I come from the. This means I come from Dava, and then Jabi Talana means I live in Lana. There must be a place in the Philippines. Yes, you can say that also. Yes, actually, Jabi Talana literally means I live in Lana, not exactly I come from Lana. And then Jay Vato, someone said that before. Jay Vato, what does that mean, please? Anyone? Please. Someone said that before. I'm 20. Yes, good. Shannon, thank you, Shannon. I'm 20 years old. I'm 20 years old. Yes, excellent. Everyone got that right, mainly. Very good. Everyone contributed. I like that. Everyone contributed. Everyone gave good responses. Everyone tried hard. Everyone gave genuine responses. Generally trying hard. That's good. I like that. Thank you. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, now we'll talk about getting started with Henry Howard. It's a very important aspect that we'll cover now. First of all, let me explain to you about Henry Howard, what our company is exactly. Our company basically is an online school. I think that's the best way to put it. Henry Howard is an online school. The students don't have any problem in commuting. They can take the classes from their homes. They can take the classes from their offices, from any place, wherever they have a laptop, wherever they have an internet connection, etc. They can conveniently take our classes, and our trainers are the best in the world. They're trained very well, and they have very good degrees, very relevant degrees to their profession, to the subject that they're teaching. Henry Howard basically started in 2013, and its headquarters are in San Francisco, California, which is in the United States of America. And we have been now for almost 10 years in this online school business, and we're doing well. We wouldn't have lasted that long if we weren't around today for that long. So we're doing well. You can say I'm saying it modestly. We're doing well. And yeah, is one of the best online schools that we have in the world today. And we have a competency development organization. Excuse me. Quite cold here. Excuse me. Sorry about that. And Howard is a competency development organization offering focused learning solutions, those catering to a diverse audience from industry and academics. Yes. So we teach, or we train many industry people, many executives, major executives of companies, senior managers, CEOs even of companies. And we train even professors, we train teachers even. And I'm saying this modestly, we do this quite well, frankly. We're one of the best online schools in the world today. Henry Howard has presence in India, of course, Sri Lanka, San Francisco, of course, and Beijing. Beijing, as you must know, in China, and that's a very large office also, ours over there in China. Let's move on. So, Henry Howard has delivered instructor-led training to a client base of 3 lakh plus learners. That's a lot of learners. So far, we have had more than more than 3 lakh learners who have availed of our different courses, which include French, Spanish, German, etc., .NET training, SAP training, HR SAP training, etc. So we've delivered to a lot of people. We've delivered to almost 1/3 of a million of people, of students across the world, and they have benefited greatly from us. More than 3 lakh students have benefited from us. Then we have delivered self-paced training to a client base of 200,000 plus learners. Yes, this is basically more of training. Basically, this means basically shorter courses. I mean, this means shorter courses. We have delivered shorter courses also. More than I'm sorry, not more than less than 2 hours per class. 1 hour courses, 1 hour courses, basically, we deliver those also to 200,000 plus learners, 2 lakh plus learners. And we are providing 80 plus courses today. These include .NET, these include SAP HR, these include French, these include Spanish, these include German. For example, I teach French students, and there are many trainers who teach other subjects, teach other courses. And yes, the total number of courses we provide is 80 plus, which is quite an impressive figure for any company as such. I'm saying university. Then we are vendor with 150 plus corporates. That means we have tie-ups with lots of organizations, lots of corporates for teaching our students well, and we have tie-ups for providing training to their managers, to their CEOs, etc. And that's something of great repute for Henry Harman. We're a partner to 80 plus colleges across India. So that means that basically that we have tabs again, yes, with colleges, more than 80 plus colleges across India, which include the IITs, the IIMs, really major institutes, really big institutes like that, like Page Pilani, etc. And this is just a very big feat for Henry Harman, as much because that's obvious. And basically, that's it about Henry Harman. I mean, Henry Harman is one of the best online schools right now that there is, and we provide the best French courses, we provide the best German courses, etc. Let's talk about the program features. The program features are many. As far as the French language course is concerned, there are live training sessions, yes, online training sessions. Then there are also boot camp sessions weekly. These teach you how to sit for the DELF or DALF exams, and these train you completely for the DELF or DALF exams, train you very well for that, and hopefully make you successful in your DELF or your DALF attempts. And then we have the students. The students have membership of Henry Harman Language Academy. This basically means that once someone enrolls with us, once a student comes to us, he or she will always have access to the LMS, which is the learning management system, and he or she will always be able to access the different files that there are there, which include quizzes, spreadsheets, quizzes, etc. And so this is a very big benefit. This is a very big benefit for all students. I'd like to repeat this one, please. It's a very important point. Once you become a student with this, you can have access to all of our resources for lifetime. This is a very big plus point that we have, and I would seriously recommend that you join with us as soon as possible as a student, etc. And that would really benefit you, because having lifetime membership of the learning management system means that you can access French resources, for example, or even .NET resources, or even German resources, whenever you want, at any time you want in your life. After you join in a job, you can still access our resources, try to revise what you have studied with us, and you can just basically, yes, have the resources forever. You can have resources for a lifetime. Then there are the different levels in the French language course. First of all, there's the beginners level A1, then there's the beginners level A2, then there's the intermediate level B1, then there's the intermediate level B2, then the advanced level C1, and then the proficiency level C2, which means you're almost as good as a native. So we can teach you up to this level, C2. We can start you off at the beginners level A1, and you can continue with us till C2, and you'll be greatly benefited, I can show you. Then the perks of membership, of joining as a student with us, etc., are that there are complementary modules, namely soft skill development and resume writing. Complementary modules just means that basically the extra classes that you can avail of with us. For example, soft skills classes, resume writing classes, how you can compose your resume, how you can make your resume, etc. Let's move on. The program details. Let's talk about the program details here, basically. Okay, so first of all, there's the training fees. There's the training fees, first of all, of course. Then there are assignments and projects that we'll be giving you that you can prepare your lessons on, that you can learn more from. that you can submit to the trainers so that he can give you a score, so that he can assess you, so that he can teach you better, or she can do that. Then you get a certification basically at the end. And in our certification, there's an option for you. There's an option for you about whether you want to take our test or not. If you feel you are prepared enough, then you can take our test. We have a very unique system here, a very unique system with anyhow. You don't have to take the test if you don't want to. But if you feel you are prepared, then you have 3 attempts to write your test, and the highest score that you get in those 3 attempts, that will be put on your certificate, and you can conveniently show it to your prospective employers, to other people, to your family members, to your children, etc., just to have a record of your knowledge in the language, and just to have a record of the fact that you've studied with Henry Harman, and that would benefit you greatly for sure. Then you have lifetime membership of writing, and again, this is basically the LMS. You have lifetime membership of the LMS, for LMS. I'm saying it again. That's a very major benefit. Other organizations don't provide this. You can access our LMS whenever you want once you join with us. Even after you have completed your classes with us, you can access the LMS 3 years later, 10 years later, 15 years later, whenever you want, and that can help you greatly, of course, because you have all the resources there, all the French language sources there, for example, like the online classes, the videos of the online classes. Then after that, the presentations, the quizzes, etc. E-learning LMS portal access, yes, you'll have that during your tenure as a student, of course, and even afterwards. Monthly boot camp, this is basically to prepare you for exams such as DELF, TELF exams. Unlimited access to multiple trainers, yes, this is again about the LMS, unlimited access to it. You have unlimited access to it. And excuse me, it's quite cold. It's winter time, so it's winter time. Okay, so basically, all these aspects should help you greatly, should aid you greatly, should assist you greatly in learning the language. One moment, please, just one moment. I will get to your questions. Let me just complete this, please. Then I will get to your question. Just one moment, please. All right, so you can get updates on the best performers and related news on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on YouTube for Henry Harman. You can note these down. If you like, you can note these down, these websites down. These are lists of social media profile links. Okay, so I'll just copy it into the chat box. It's not copy paste. Okay, and you can note these down, please, if you want. You can note this down, please. Please note this down. We're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube. Henry Harman is everywhere, basically. And these should help you. These social media profiles should help you greatly in learning more about the organization, interacting with the other people, even the other students, even with the trainer. I believe you can interact with the trainer even here if you want, which we generally don't allow, but just here would be okay. Anyway, okay, so let's move on to the last slide. So do you want to register? If you want to register, please do register immediately. The upcoming batches I'm sorry, there's one upcoming batch starting on the 24th of January 2023, which is just a few days away from now. And in fact, if you want to start after that, you can start even after that. Batches start every week. Batches are starting every week, all right? And if you want to talk, to our customer service associates, etc., you can call, you can WhatsApp on this number. I'll just type it in the chat box. Please. Here 9891953953. That's the number. That's the number for customer care. Okay, this is a customer care number. Please note this down. If you have any queries about the course, about the postgraduate French level course, then, well, I'm sorry, about the postgraduate French course. If you have any queries, just ask. If you have any further queries apart from asking me, of course, then you can call on this number and they will guide you immediately. Or you can email also. Email us also at this number. At this email, I'm sorry. Email address. You can email at this address also if you want. If you have any customer care issues or something. So I would recommend that you join immediately, friend, because I would recommend, I'm sorry, I'm saying that you would benefit greatly from our course. And I would recommend you start on the 24th of January 2023 itself, which is just a few days away from now. And if you want to enroll, then you can go to this website. Let's see what it shows. Yes, you can enroll like this. You can enroll like this, basically. All right, everyone. I'll just copy paste this also. To enroll, that's all you need to do. Okay, everyone. All right, so okay, now I'll answer some questions. Some people have some questions in the chat box. Just answer them right now, please. Yeah, Kanksha, what's your question exactly? Apart from those two exams, are there any other that you have prepared for? Do you mean apart from the Delft exams, Kanksha? Okay, well, those are the major exams. Those are the major exams that are there for the French language, basically, Delft and Delft, even for French natives, in fact. Even French natives say that the Delft exams are the best test of their proficiency. And even natives take Delft exams, though it's supposed to be only for non-natives. Even natives consider them very highly. So these are the Delft exams, yes, are the two major exams, but we can prepare for many others. We can prepare for many others. We can prepare for TEF Canada, TCF Canada also, etc., etc. And basically, if you learn French from us, you'll be prepared for a lot of different exams, not just Delft exam, but even TCF Canada exams, TEF Canada exams, etc. I hope that answers your question, man. Right? Okay, thank you, ma'am. You're welcome. The fee, ma'am, you need to check with the HR about the fee exactly. I'm sorry, I won't be able to guide you exactly about the fee just now, ma'am. I won't be able to guide you about the fee exactly because it varies quite a bit. It changes. It's quite different from course to course. It's quite different. So you need to check with the HR. I've sent you the numbers, the HR or the customer care. I've put them all on the chat box. One minute, please. Put them all on the chat box. So you can contact them from there. You can know about the fee from there. Gaurav sir, how to have class timing as per your convenience? Well, sir, you need to check this again with the HR when you're enrolling. You can tell them your preferred time, and if it matches with the classes that are there, then you can have it at your preferred time, of course. Kangshan ma'am, one moment, please. Let me just answer the question. Please, Sandeep sir, please again, please check that with the HR or with the customer care. Duration of Sandeep sir, please check that with the customer care. Then okay, Kanwit ma'am. Kanwit ma'am, you asked what would be the duration of the course for each level. That completely depends on how you want to take the classes. We have 1 hour classes, we have 2 hour classes, we have 3 hour classes also per day. So that depends completely on how you want to go forward with it, basically. You need to check that again with the customer care to know exactly the total details, the exact details, please. And Akash ma'am is asking what is the duration of your courses to achieve the highest proficiency? Okay, ma'am. Well, ma'am, to achieve the highest proficiency, I would think you should be with us for at least 1 year. 1 year would be fine. Yeah, 1 year would be fine to get from A1, let's say, to C2. You need to be with us for 1 year, and then you should be fine. Maybe even longer, depends on how long your classes are for, etc. Gaurav, sir, you have enrolled yourself. Oh, very good. That's great. Congratulations. You're most welcome on board, and you will benefit greatly from us. I can assure you that. Thank you, Gaurav, sir, for enrolling yourself. And I think that's about it. I guess we can stop now. All right. Thank you, everyone, very much for listening to this webinar, and I hope to meet you soon. There's some more. One moment. There's some more questions. Just 1 minute, please. Most welcome, ma'am. Most welcome, Nasha, ma'am. Most welcome, Adhika, ma'am. Je vous en prie, Adhika, ma'am. All right. So I think that's about it. We can wrap up now.